Hello, my name is Ryan Steinelson. I'm going to show you really quickly how to attach the GoPro camera to your kite so you can get some amazing video from your kite when you're kite surfing. Now, one of the things that this is a Wayman 12-meter kite, and you can see here the first thing you want to make sure of is that the main bladder here, the center strut, is not attached to the kite canopy. If your center strut is not attached to the kite canopy, then you can do this, because obviously you need to be able to wrap this strap around here in order to be able to attach the camera to the kite. So that's the first thing. Second thing is what I'm using is I'm just using a very simple the helmet attachment strap that you can purchase at GoPro. It normally has, these two straps are equidistant, but what I did to modify it is that I just peeled away this rubber part here, and I'll show you a picture of this, in order to get to the straps. So what I did is I just ended up feeding one of the sides through and pulling it through the other in order to make it so that one end is longer than the other, because what I'm going to end up doing is pulling this end around here and then cinching it through over here on this side, basically like that. So that's what I'm going to end up doing around the bladder, around the strut. So I hope that makes sense. So basically it just goes something like this. You just put it around here like so, pull this through, and then you just pull it through on one end. You don't have to do both, and you want to make sure it's a little bit further down the strut so that your camera is at the correct angle. But basically then you just kind of crank it down, and the beauty of this helmet strap or this helmet attachment is that it's got kind of a rubber material that doesn't allow it to slide around on the bladder itself. And then I've also, you might be wondering what this is. This is just a Velcro, piece of Velcro that I've attached here, and what I do is just for double protection, in order to make sure the camera is going to stay attached to the kite, is I just use the loop that's attached to the camera, and I kind of put it through here so that the camera has kind of a double safety for staying attached to the kite itself. So you can see that, you know, that's kind of what that's for. I figured I'd explain that while I'm thinking about it. Now there's two ways to attach the camera to the kite. There's one where the camera, and you can see that, there's one where the camera is going to sit at an angle like that, and there's another one where the camera will sit at an angle like that or that. So you can either have the camera like this, this, or this. But basically, this attachment allows the camera to either be this way or this way. And obviously, that's going to change the angle that the camera is taking a picture at. So what you do is you just, and this, by the way, is just a normal regular attachment point that's got another 90 degree angled attachment attached to it. And I'll show you a picture of it, but this is just, it's like you can buy the extra piece here for like, I don't know, like $5. But what it does is it changes the angle of the camera from this way to this way. And it also allows you to have more flexibility for the camera to bend down, as opposed to with just the regular attachment, you can only bend the camera down about like so. Whereas this one, you can bend it down about like that. So, which is nice. So what you do is you'd obviously just attach it like that, and you'd put the screw through here like this, and then basically just clamp it on there. There you go. It's attached. Now you'd want to put it a little bit off center so that the kite, or so that the camera obviously is facing directly towards you. And then what I do as an extra safety precaution is I just kind of put another piece of Velcro here so that this clamp never comes off and releases. There's this clamp right here. You want to make sure that it doesn't release. So what I do is I just use another piece of Velcro. I put it, just for safety. I mean, you don't need it, but I just in case. So that's how it's attached like that. And then there's the other way is to use this attachment. I'll just show you really quick. And I highly recommend that whenever you take these screws off, that you put the little nuts on the screw itself. If you ever just let it leave it by its, like if you ever just leave it in the bag, because these little screws right here, they get lost a lot. The little nuts, or the bolts rather. So anyway, so let me just take the camera off here. And the reason why I like this one, it's a little bit more, it's kind of like this is the attachment that I use to attach to my helmet. And what I do is I use this one because it allows the camera to get flat, to get totally flat. Whereas if I use just a regular one like I showed you before, you wouldn't be able to get the camera totally flat when it's on the kite. So it would be something like that. Whereas this one, you can totally get flat, which is great. And so I'll just attach it here real quick, and then I'm not gonna, and then basically it's just like that. So there you go. So you can see how that attaches just like that, and you can see how instead of it being like that, it's like that. So you can, and then this one obviously you'd want to have more right down the middle, because you'd want it straight towards you. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that kind of shows you how to attach the kite, or how to attach the camera to the kite. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me or email me. Thanks, bye.